Just a reminder that the Prophet ﷺ said in the authentic hadith, and as usual, for our seerah class, there is a reason, as I explained yesterday, and a goal that has to be set in your mind. And I liked that. I told you yesterday about this, and it's something that I really liked from the speaker, one of the speakers that we were listening to. Don't get excited with what's happening as much as you think about it. What's being said, it's for you to think about it, not to just emotionally react and then forget about it. So yeah, it's good ruling. And then it was a good story yesterday that we heard about the Prophet ﷺ, and then you go home and you don't put it into action. Nothing happened. So make a goal for yourself. I know, alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, some brothers, they're regular, mashallah. And also I was talking about this today with one of the brothers. I understand, you might just come from seerah and you don't come from fiqh. You come from fiqh, you don't come from seerah. I love to see everybody for everything. But again, what's your goal, your plan? I am regular. I attend every week as much as I can. Am I putting this into action, or just once I leave the masjid, I just forget about it? It's very important. Little pieces that we mention in the fiqh and huge information and knowledge and time, dates and names and events, as we said in the seerah, it has to be here, and it has to be put into action in order for you to be able to pass it to whom you have to, or you're responsible for, your family and your friends, and make a plan for yourself and have your mind sit on that. I'm getting to know that in the class, and I'm, inshallah ta'ala, I'm passing it, I'm putting it into action, I'm getting the benefit out of it. That's the advice of the Prophet ﷺ when he said, of the description of the Prophet ﷺ when he said, especially about our fiqh class that we have every Saturday. He said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, "Man yuridillahu bihi khayran." The person who has understanding of the religion is something Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does good for him. Not because I'm saying that. It's not my statement. It's the saying of the Prophet ﷺ. If you're a person who is, mashallah, when he prays, he's doing it properly. When he in fasting, I'm not saying don't go ask, but I feel, alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, that I'm self-sufficient. I know most of the ruling that I need to know. Alhamdulillah, I don't need you to go and write a book on fiqh. No, but when you practice your religion, you're able to do it. Not only you're good in applying that and in acting upon the knowledge that you have, but also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put you, and the Prophet said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants good for you. مَا يُرِدِ اللَّهُ بِهِ خَيْرًا يُفَقِّهُ فِي الدِّينِ. Make him understand his religion. Our religion is not somebody staying in the masjid day and night, praying, and listening to Quran, and when you give him the Quran to read, I'm sorry, I can't read. Okay, he listened from Sheikh so-and-so and Sheikh so-and-so, and when he talked to you, you know what? I know this, I heard it from somebody. Give him a book to read, you know what? I can't. I never tried to do that. I don't know even what to read in fiqh, or what to read in seerah, or in hadith, or in tafsir. Akhi, this is obligation upon you. And here we're saying that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants to do good for you, wants something good for you, when He makes you understand your religion. So that's the mindset that we should have for the fiqh halaqah that we have every week. I'm adding something new, and I'm working upon it, I'm acting upon it, and I'm putting always into action. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless us all, inshallah ta'ala. That was the introduction. Only 5 minutes. We still have 55 minutes left. Inshallah ta'ala. Okay. You're lucky, I just finished a 2-hour lecture. I'm just trying to recover my voice. We've been talking about the prayer. Not the prayer is fard and you have to pray, put this now, everybody knows that. I'm talking about how to pray. When we have a new Muslim brother or sister, we give him that book and we explain it to him, how to pray. After work on their aqidah and their iman and stuff like that, we need to show them. And the problem with us Muslims that we take it for granted. You know what? I know how to pray. What are you talking about, Sheikh? And I touched that before. You coming today to me to tell me, maybe I mentioned that drawing to you before, that story, little story, happened with me in 2008 in the States. Old brother, mashallah, very nice guy, over 60. And one day I was talking about how to make ghusl, the shari ghusl, how to make ghusl after the janaba. You had a relationship with the wife, or you had wet dream, whatever it is, and there is a way. If you go and you go under the shower, come out, you're still fine. But there is a way to do it. Then I've been explaining. You do this and this and this and this and this. At the end, the brother looked at me, Sheikh, are you here to tell me that I've been doing ghusl wrong for all of my life? Yeah. It's the reality that you and I have to work. Anyway, so that's the job. And when we will talk about something, don't belittle it. If you know it, okay, alhamdulillah, I'm fine. But if you don't know it, you're filling a gap. You know, you confirm. You don't know it, you're filling a gap. So we've been talking about the prayer, and I have a quick quiz. It's not a quiz, but to refresh our memories, stuff that we talk today. I'm going to be talking about something that I read in Salat al-Isha, why I did that sujood, and what is the ruling of sujood At-Telaawah when you read the ayah of sujood in the Quran that tells you or order you to make sujood, when and how, and what we say when we make sujood At-Telaawah. Before I go to this, we talked last week about things are permissible in the salah. The week before, we were talking about the things are undesirable in the salah, makruhat al-salah, and the week before that, I was talking about things that nullifies your salah. Okay? Mubtalat al-salah, makruhat al-salah, and mubahat al-salah. طيب, I'm going to mention something and you tell me you choose. You choose if it is one of the things that nullifies your salah, or one of the things that it's all just undesirable in your salah, or it is one of the things that it's okay to do in the salah. Okay? Number one. Somebody in the salah, he cried. He cried in the salah. What happens here? Does it nullify the salah? هل هي مبطلات الصلاة أو من المكروهات أو من المباحات? Allahu Akbar. I was waiting for that. Why are you crying? Did you push him so he felt like or he has a pain in his legs so he cried? Why he cried? I have to ask this question, and that's a good question from brother said. So actually he is crying because he has a stomach ache. This guy, he has a severe stomach ache and he is crying. What is it? In a loud voice. He's crying in a loud voice. But Mubtila. He said that this is one of the things that nullifies your salah. Mubtilat al-salah. Anybody has different opinion? Makruh, undesirable, makruh, makruh or mubtil? I'm not sure. You're not sure. Are you sure? Makruh. I think makruh. Makruh. What else? Nullifies the salah. Huh? Yes. You were right at the beginning, man. Okay, so I said, speaking in the salah, outside the words of the salah, al-kalamu fi salah yubtil al-salah, nullifies your salah. And one of the things that is considered to be taught outside the salah is when you cry for not khushu' reason. You can cry in one case, and loudly. If it is you're reading Quran and you've been interacting with the ayat, and it is the reason that you're having khushu'. So most of the time if somebody is crying like that, actually he's not even there. He is with the ayat. And if you reach that level, you're fine. But if you're crying for some other stuff, you are nullifying your salah. طيب. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I'm praying. You enter the masjid, said Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Then I said, in a very loud voice. Very low voice. Nobody heard it, yeah, but I said it. Nullifies?
Nullifies.
طب يا أخي, the Prophet ﷺ used to reply, used to enter the salam in the salah.
Not just by...
MashaAllah alaikum. So I cannot answer the salah speaking even in a very, very low voice, but I can still like wave or with the hands, and it was proven in the authentic hadith that the Prophet ﷺ answered the salam in the salah, and that was the hadith of Sayyidina Bilal. Okay, طيب. I'm looking at the ceiling. There is something nice. This fan, and I mentioned the Masjid Quba fans. I like them actually. Huge, man. You feel that you are in an airplane. MashaAllah, huge. So you like them. So you are praying and you're doing like that. What's happened here? You're not smiling. You're doing like that. Nothing. I'm just looking at the fan. Makruh. And the Prophet ﷺ forbade us from doing this. Undesirable to do that. Type. I prayed. And in the prayer, I'm sure 100%, man, I didn't wudu. I didn't have wudu. So I didn't do wudu. So what's the ruling of that salah? Yani after the salah, to be honest with you, sorry. After the salah, after I finished the salah, somebody reminded me, did you make wudu? Or I just remembered that I didn't wudu at all. I didn't have wudu before the salah. Fadlan?
You never prayed.
You never prayed. This salah is not counted. As long as you're sure that you didn't pray. طيب. Nullifies the salah.
But if you had doubt, I don't know.
No, forget about the doubt now. The doubt is different. The doubt is if you are doubting the wudu, did I do wudu or not, then you didn't pray too. If you're doubting the validity of the wudu, that's something else. You're sure that you did wudu, but did I pass gas or not? Did I break my wudu or not? That's a ruling. But did I do wudu or not? This is khalas.
Yes.
You didn't pray.
I didn't get out of my wudu. I can't remember. I made wudu, but I can't remember if I...
You pray, inshallah, you should be fine. You pray if that's the thought that you did wudu is high. And you still have the wudu is high. Wallah. طيب. Anyway, I don't want to take much of this. Let's go to the سجود التلاوة. يستحب لمن قرأ آية بها سجدة أو سمعها أن يسجد سجدة التلاوة، وذلك بأن يكبر ويسجد سجدة كسجدة الصلاة يقول فيها سبحان ربي الأعلى، وإن شاء زاد سجد وجهه للذي خلقه وصوره وشق سمعه وبصره بحوله وقوته. هو رواية أحمد ما فيهاش فتبارك الله أحسن الخالقين. Okay? طيب. We're talking about somebody, you're sitting here in the masjid, or you were praying with us in Isha, and the Imam in the Salah read an ayah of sujood. Ayah of sujood, it's either an ayah describing some people who make sujood to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as the ayah that we read in Surah Al-Sajdah tonight, or an ayah in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is ordering you to make sujood. فَاسْجُدَ وَاقْتَرِبْ. Surah Al-Arab. فَاسْجُدَ وَاقْتَرِبْ. You read this ayah, or you hear this ayah, or you are in the halaqah and you hear the ayah, you listen to the ayah, you should, not you have to. By the way, I could have skipped it, by the way. You don't have to, but you should make sujood especially for that one sajda. If you are in the salah, like what we did now, you just stop, pause, make the sujood, and continue the qira'ah regularly, okay? But there is a specific dua, you should say it. But I don't know it, I didn't used to know it, fine. I know that some of us, when we went for that sajda, in the second rak'ah, they said, Subhana Rabbi al-A'la, fine, no problem. But there is a dua the Prophet ﷺ used to do, and why from where the dua came, we will mention too. So you say, Sajada wajhi. Inshallah ta'ala, if you still need it, you can email me, I'll email it back to you. Inshallah ta'ala. Sajada wajhi. لِلَّذِي خَلَقَهُ وصوره وشق سمعه وبصره بحوله وقوته. وفي رواية فتبارك الله أحسن الخالقين. And you can add اللهم من الحظ احطط أيوة بها عني وزرا وارفع اللهم اكتب لي بها أجرا واحطط عني بها وزرا وتقبلها مني كما تقبلتها من عبدك داود. So يعني I would say keep the short form of the dua until you're used to it, then add the other one. However, if you can memorize both, you're fine. So سجد وجهي للذي خلقه وصوره وشق سمعه وبصره بحوله وقوته فتبارك الله أحسن. That's the dua you should say. Okay? اللهم احطط بها عني وزرا اكتب لي بها أجرا اجعلها لي عندك ذخرا وتقبلها مني كما تقبلتها من عبدك داود. Okay, طيب. Some scholars they stipulate that you should have wudu to make sujood at-tilawah. Here it comes from the concept that some scholars say that you cannot read the Quran without wudu anyway. And some they said you can read without wudu. Yani this is different area of discussion. But some scholars they said that you should have wudu when you make Sajdat At-Telaawah. And some they said no. Even you hear it, you are in a halaqah, Quran halaqah, and you didn't have wudu, and you listen, and everybody makes sujood, you make sujood with them, you don't have. And the both opinions, and we're here by the way, we give the different opinion, and you take you follow the school that you'll find with it. There is no problem with that, as long as you have your dalil. طيب. Sometimes we used to know this, or we get to know this when we were at Al-Azhar. And if you were going to a Quran teacher, for example, for yourself or your kids, Quran school, or you go to your Sheikh to learn the Quran, and you memorizing Surah Al-Alaq, how many times you're gonna read it in one sitting to memorize it? How many times you're gonna you're gonna say Fasjud waqtarib to memorize it? Somebody here will say one time only, just read it one time and memorize it. Inshallah, meet me to do it tomorrow, inshallah. Okay. ما شاء الله. I heard that about Imam Shafi'i. I'm not sure of the story, but I heard that about Imam Shafi'i. He used to read it, put it away, the page. That's one time. And that's Imam Shafi'i, okay? So don't throw it away because you're going to need it again. Okay? So they said if you read it, if you're reading the ayah frequently in one sitting, in one session, make one sujood. You're not going to be like keep it فاسجد واقترب make sujood فاسجد واقترب sujood. No, it's only one thing. Okay? طيب. ومن سجد سجدة في الصلاة سجد في الصلاة أو من قرأ في الصلاة سجد في الصلاة ولا يسجد بعدها إذا لم يسجد وإذا قرأها الإمام سجد وتبعه المأمومون والأولى أن يتجنب الإمام. طيب. If you read it in the salah as we did now, you make sujood. You are praying by yourself at home and you decide to read اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق until the end. In the salah, you make sujood. No, ya Shaykh, you know what? I was just praying yesterday with it and I didn't make the sujood. خلاص, done. And there is no making up for that. Don't come after the salah and make up for what you missed this particular thing, the Sajdat At-Telaawah in the Salah. You make sujood for it right away. If you didn't do it, خلاص. طيب. They said also it is undesirable, or it's not recommended for the Imam. Let's say in our masjid over here, we have sisters upstairs, in Jum'ah for example, people over here, and they can't see the Imam properly, and then you make sujood. Alhamdulillah, we read it only on Friday because people are used to it. But it's not recommended for you or for you know that now the ruling. Don't keep doing it all the time because you might confuse people who are praying behind you. Sometimes some people they don't see you aslan, and you make sujood right away so they don't get it, and then it will make confusion in the masjid. طيب. من قرأ سجدة ولم يسجد عقب القراءة. طيب. I'm reading, I'm not praying. and I'm reading, and I come across one of the ayat that has sujood. Okay? But I didn't make sujood. And then I start talking to you about like a few things for like 5 minutes. Brother, you read the ayat, sujood. You can't. Has to be right away. You missed it, خلاص. Okay, طيب. There are 15 spots in the Quran, 15 ayat in the Quran that has sujood. Some scholars they said 14 because there are 2 in Surah Al-Hajj. Yani there are differences of opinion. There are 2 or 1. So if you say which is the preponderant opinion or the preferable or the majority of the scholars say that it's 2 in Surah Al-Hajj, so total 15. Starting with Surah Al-A'raf, at the end of Surah Al-A'raf, and the last one is the ayah that we have in Surah Al-Alaq. مرورا سورة النحل مريم الفرقان السجدة الرعد الحج النمل صاد فصلت الانشقاق النجم الأنعام. Okay, so now yeah, we said الإسراء. Yeah, we said الإسراء. آخر سورة الإسراء. طيب, from where we have this? I know Abdullah Khalifa is looking at me. طيب خلاص quickly inshallah, just 3-4 minutes inshallah, because the brothers they want to leave for the soccer inshallah. طيب, why we say it's optional and it's not something that you have to do, however it's good to do and to practice. يعني when I say optional, meaning that يعني no, I'm not going to do it, practice it and know it, but if you forget it, don't get panic. First hadith عن عبد الله بن عباس رضي الله عنهما قال سجد النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم بالنجم وسجد معه المسلمون والمشركون والجن والإنس. This hadith in al-Bukhari. Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Abbas said that the Prophet ﷺ, when he read the ayah فَاسْجُدُوا لِلَّهِ وَعَبْدُوا at the end of Surah Al-Najm, he made sujood. When he read that ayah, the Prophet ﷺ, he made sujood, and the Muslims and the mushrik and the ins and the jinn, human being and the jinn, they made sujood with him. And the hadith in Sahih Bukhari. Number 2, قال سيدنا أبو هريرة قال سجدنا مع النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم في إذا السماء انشقت وقرأ اسم ربك الذي خلق. So we did sujood in al-inshiqaq and al-alaq. But there is a nice hadith here. يعني he said صلى الله عليه وسلم that يعني عن ابن عباس رضي الله عنه قال سجدة صاد ليست من عزائم السجود وقد رأيت النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يسجد فيها. يعني the ayah in Surah Sad about this ayah is about who? Who remember? Which prophet? Who's making istighfar? Who said Dawood? Who said Dawood? Salim? Yeah, Sayyidina Dawood. فخر راكعا وأناب. It was a repentance from Sayyidina Dawood alayhi salam. You know what? I recommend you to do something. It's a homework, a quick assignment. Okay, go home today and go over the ayat of sujood in the Quran. Get one every ayah. It has a great meaning. You will add something new to yourself because we don't have time for that. Inshallah ta'ala. One of them is the ayah in Surah Sad in which يعني وظن داود أن فتناه في الأرض استغفر ربه وخر راكعا وأناب. This so يعني it was specifically about Sayyidina Dawood, and even some scholars they don't consider that as sajda because it was only for Sayyidina Dawood, but Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Abbas said that I saw the Prophet ﷺ making sujood when he read it. So we should make it. Okay? طيب. There is one hadith here that Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam he didn't make sujood in one of the ayat, and this is the meaning. عن ابن عباس رضي الله عنهما قالوا حديث لنا السجود ده وغير واجب وغير سجدها in a different رواية about سورة صاد. قال ابن عباس قال إن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم سجد في صاد وقال سجدها داود توبة ونسجدها شكرا. يعني إحنا we don't have to do it. We do it as a kind of shukr. The only ayah that the Prophet ﷺ didn't, as came in the authentic hadith, the Prophet ﷺ read it and he didn't يعني one time he made sujood and the other time he didn't make sujood, the ayah of Surah Al-Najm كما يقول سيدنا زيد بن ثابت رضي الله عنه قال قرأت على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم والنجم سورة النجم until فاسجدوا لله واعبدوا فلم يسجد. So why we say optional? Because you can make it. You should actually make it, but if you forget it, if you skip it, you should be okay, and you don't have to worry about it, because even the Prophet ﷺ heard one ayah, and he didn't make a sujood. Okay, here is the point that maybe the last point that I want to discuss. If you just heard it, you're passing by, and you're not listening carefully, some scholars they said that you don't have to do it. You're just passing by, خلاص, you're not listening attentively to the Quran, you should be fine, and you don't have to do it. This is part of what I have for today. I still have, I was reading with some other stuff about Sajdat, how to make sujood al-shukr and sujood al-sahw, inshallah ta'ala. We'll talk about that next week, inshallah ta'ala, both sujood al-sahw and sujood al-shukr. Any question about today's topic or anything? Fadal Amin. What?
So at Hajj, where there's two?
Yeah.
Do you make the two?
The two different ayah.
You make it twice in the same ayah?
Yeah, what's wrong? Because it's two different ayah. Okay, we said that if you repeat the same ayah, the same words, you don't make two different sujood. But if you read two, let's say in the first rak'ah, I decided to read Surah Al-Inshiqaq. Don't give the example of Surah Al-Hajj because it's long. You can't read it, the whole thing in Isha. But I decided to read Surah Al-Inshiqaq in the first rak'ah. And then I make sujood. Then in the second rak'ah, it came to my mind to read Surah Al-Alaq. Then I should make the sujood for both. However, it's not again recommended.
Saying the same rak'ah?
Yeah, even the same rak'ah. You read both of them in the same rak'ah. Let's put it this way. You're reading in Ramadan, in Taraweeh, and you're finishing the Quran in one night. You're gonna make the shooting. So we're thinking of that, inshallah ta'ala, to finish the Quran in one night.
It's about recording, like you're driving and you're listening to.
You don't have to. If you make sujood while you're driving, then we'll come visit you in the university hospital. If you're qualified to visit, okay?
I heard a lot of places they play the Quran and they do something else.
I would say no. It's not. This is a totally different perspective. Brother is asking that he goes to the house, your house, mashallah, you're getting. The wife is watching the TV, the kids are on the iPad, everything is going normally, and the Quran is in the corner, in the background. When you have a background music for something, some people they treat the Quran with that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَإِذَا قُرْأَ الْقُرْآنُ فَاسْتَمِعُوا لَهُ وَأَنصِتُوا. Imagine the word is not فَاسْمَعُوا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He say about the Quran, He didn't say فَاسْمَعُوا. There is difference between فَاسْمَعُوا and وَاسْتَمِعُوا. في العربي, I'm going to say it in Arabic and then I'm going to try to translate it. في العربي يقولون أهل اللغة كلما زاد المبدأ زاد المعنى. The more letter you have in a word, the more meaning the word carries. Okay? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَاسْتَمِعُوا, not فَاسْمَعُوا. فَاسْتَمِعُوا, hear. فَاسْتَمِعْ, answer. Listen carefully, attentively to the Quran. But if you're not listening, don't turn it on. You don't have to, by the way. In the car, you turn the Quran on, listen to it. Okay? Allah. Okay? Go ahead. I'll come back to you, inshallah.
So ده مش بطرد الشياطين مثلا
تطرد الشياطين وانت بتجيبهم بتدخلهم من الباب وتطلعهم من الباب الثاني؟
مش مشكلة يبقى بيزي بس
فيبقى بيزي الشيطان هتبقى بيزي. والله العظيم والله. So brother is saying that, but the Quran keeps the shaitan out. Not in all cases, by the way. If the shaitan has something to be busy with in the house, he's not going to go out. Right? You know what? I'll tell you something. Usually when I get somebody complaining from something in the house, I tell them that's the you do the ruqya shar'iyyah and turn on the Quran on Surah Al-Baqarah at the house. Okay. Most of the brothers, they said we tried, but they're still there. They're not there. They're here. Believe me, they're here. They're not there in the house. Okay, تفضل يا أحمد. I'll take أحمد بعدين سالم بعدين then brother and then you Salim and then we'll close.
Is it okay to, like, for instance, if you're reading Surah Alaq, you make sujood and then you come back up and then you go and ruku right away, or should you read another verse after that?
Oh, that's a very good point. MashaAllah. I missed it actually. I like these questions. Okay, now you read Surah Al-Alaq. And the ayah of sujood is the last. You done? You done? Jazakallah khair. The ayah in Surah Al-Alaq, the ayah has sujood in Surah Al-Alaq is the last ayah. So after you say it, you should make sujood, right? And you are in prayer. So I made sujood. Then I say Allahu Akbar to stand again. Can I go directly to ruku' or should I read an ayah at least? You should read an ayah at least. After. Don't go to ruku' right away. Okay? Thing is clear. Fadal ya.
While reading from the Mosque of Sherif,
Yeah.
doing sujood al-Adha 7 on the 7 organs, some people just carry the Mus'haf on one hand and just to try to prevent it.
Wallahi, that's his problem then. He has to fix it. Yani if you know that you're going to read an ayah that has sujood and you're reading from the Quran, and that's only in nafli prayer, not in the fard, by the way. It's only in the nafli.
I mean, even if not in Salah, like outside the Salah, just reading from the Mus'haf.
Yeah, I would arrange for the book of the Quran to be on a table or something, and then I make sujood and then I pick it again, okay? But it's a good point too that when you make sujood, still you're making sujood as the right way of making sujood on the 7 limbs that we talked about them before, inshallah. Tfaddal ya Sayyid. Nassim Ahmed, Jazakallah khair. Last one.
Yeah, last question. You talked about the physical pain that I'm crying loudly. But if you have the mental pain with your problem with your life and you are trying to get rid of it, and but it's silently.
No. Anything, we said that the only not acceptable, permissible crying in the salah is because of the khushu', not because of anything relevant to the life, whether it is mental pain or physical pain or anything outside, or you just decide to cry. Nothing is, anything will nullify your salah except if it is for khushu'. Because some people, they go extreme and they blame if an imam or somebody reading the Quran and he interacts with the ayat and he cries, some people, they blame them on that. You shouldn't blame them. It's permissible, inshallah ta'ala. Okay, I'll let you guys go. Jazakumullah khairan. And نسأل الله عز وجل أن يعلمنا ما ينفعنا وينفعنا بما علمنا. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.